Hello everyone, I hope everybody is doing fine. I welcome you all to yet another episode of Thoughtful Leadership today. And we have an eminent speaker with us to share his thoughts and views on education. And we have a very special guest today, Professor S K Mahapatra, who is presently working as the director of Kids School of Management in Odisha. Welcome again, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, so I would like to start with a small introduction of Sir. So, Professor S K Mahapatra has donned many hats with distinction in his long professional career, spanning 30 years in industry and 8 years in academics, and currently working as the director of Kids School of Management. He has led one of the most successful acquisitions at Tata Metallics and headed the unit position acquisition. Recently, he has visited the top universities in Korea as a member of FICCI Higher Education Delegation. Professionally networked, he is a life member of NHRDN, National Institute of Personnel Management, Indian Society of Labor Economics, Indian Society of Training and Development, and also a member of SHRM Global Network. Professor Mahapatra has led substantial experience in handling large teams, diverse workforce, and has overseen critical staffing issues through project execution, commissioning, as well as operations. He has domain expertise in all areas of human resources management, and he is widely acknowledged as a thinker, a strategist, and turnaround specialist wherever HR issues have become critical for survival or sustainable success of the organization. A very welcome to you, sir, and it's good to have you back again on College Dunia platform after the NEP webinar, obviously. I hope viewers watching this will have a lot to take away with them by the end of the discussion. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, so starting with the interview, my first question to you, sir, is that, sir, working in academics, I guess since the past 8 years you are into academics. So could you please tell us about your experience in the education industry and what makes this industry the best industry to be associated with?
Oh yes, education is my first love. In fact, not many people know the first year of my career was a lecturer. And in the middle of my career, I was there, a professor at Xavier Institute of Management, Bhubaneswar. And this is the last innings that I have come back to academics. So that indicates how much passion I have for academics. And there is a reason also. For me, society first. We need to place the society before ourselves. And the best way to serve the society is through education. There is no other vocation which can actually do so much of benefit to the society than training the younger generation for the future. So that's why I'm here. And I see the education is really the fulcrum for the growth of economic development, prosperity of any society or state.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, because we have already heard you in NEP and the thing that the knowledge that you have given all the viewers previously as well about education industry, that was actually profound. So moving to the next question, sir, I wanted to know, being the director of Kids School of Management, what is your philosophy of leadership? How would you describe your leadership style?
See, my style will be visible to people who are around me. Okay. However, if I have to say, if you ask me what kind of thing I consciously practice, I can only talk about that. But how it is perceived by others, it is up to them. I will not have, only posterity will tell what happened. But I have seen many places, I have worked with many teams. So one of the first thing I have learned is collaborative. So my leadership style, if I have to define, I always believe in collaboration, teamwork, networking, trying to harness the strengths of people and not to get bogged down with any team, any fixed team. Like whenever I change my job, I have never carried a team, a single person from the old team to the new team. I've always loved to build new teams out of whatever is existing given to me. Okay? So it's collaborative, if you have to put it in one word, and it's also to some extent compassionate. I believe that everybody should be given the time and the space for their own development, and people come with different kinds of background. One need to understand people very well. So when I came here, I spent 45 minutes individually with each and every faculty, and considerable time with each and every staff separately to understand what are they as persons, as individuals, what are their interests, what are their family situation. So that investment of time has helped me very well to very quickly, bond with this entire team here. In management literature, they say that situational leadership is what matters, right? Like you might have heard that given a situation, a leader emerges, right? But people who start as managers, or we are kind of appointed leaders. We are not leaders who are in the public domain, right? We are not elected leaders, so we are appointed leaders. So somebody has trusted leadership position with us. So we need to live up to that trust. So we need to understand very clearly what's the vision of that organization, and what's the mission of that organization. And we have to connect the entire organization, whoever is working with us, under us, to that vision, to that mission. I think that is the supreme task of leadership. And that's what I have been doing all along, wherever I have worked, all along. And to do that, I have discovered that the collaborative approach, the compassionate approach, the understanding approach, these kind of things help. Okay?
Sure, sir, sure. So, moving to the next question. So, we have seen the growth of KIT University as a whole. I mean, previously we used to know KIT University only, and inside of that we had schools like School of Law, School of Rural Management, and School of Management and Fashion, and we have everything over there. So, like if we see KIT University as a whole over the years, KIT University has been adding one after another feathers to its cap. The achievement, the landmark of achievement is vast every time. So I just wanted to know that on this path of achievements, are there any significant challenges that you have faced handling the responsibilities at KIT School of Management, and how do you motivate your team to for the continuous growth and enhancement?
Oh yes, I will answer this in two parts. As a university, we have a big dream. And in fact, I haven't seen another university, another founder of a university with this kind of a vision, to move so fast in so many directions. Today, there are 28 schools within the university. So while the new education policy talked about multidisciplinary education, the vision of the founder has made it possible much before this policy has come. In fact, we were the happiest ones to see that whatever we have been doing now has got a legal stamp on it, right? So we were doing it, let's say we were offering open elective, but we are not making it formally part of the transcript. Now students in their transcript, they will get that formal thing. Whatever they have earned in terms of grades, etc., that will be given a value to that, given a credit for that. But they were taking it voluntarily, Coming to our, the challenges, when you have a big dream, let's say currently our dream is to be the top 200 universities in the world, and as an individual at a business school, my dream is also that our institute should become, our business school should also become part of top 200 of the global, business schools. Now, somebody may say it is audacious at this stage to think of that. But I have seen, whenever I look at our founder and when I look at our university, when he started the process, when he started from a 2-bedroom house, this whole university with a few schools, a few students, and very, very paltry amount with him, and thinking that it will become a self-financing institute. At that time, it appeared that this is a kind of impossible thing. But look where we are today, and that gives us the strength that any vision we set out to achieve, we will be able to achieve. And we have set a date. 2025, I want all the viewers to watch. By 2025, if KIT School of Management is featuring among top 200 global business schools. Okay? And whatever it takes, we are doing it. Whatever it takes. So our faculties have not taken a moment's rest when the corona pandemic happened. In fact, you ask any faculty separately, they will tell you they are working double than what they were working earlier. Because there was a challenge, though we were all tech-savvy people. In our university, fortunately, everybody knew technology. They could switch over to online quickly. We, without losing a single day, we could do everything on schedule. Our university results have come out on schedule. Our admissions are also. Why so many people will have faith to take admission in an online environment and start their education? Think about it. I mean, the class is overflowing. Why it happened? It happened because people have faith in the university, that this university is a go-getter. Once they say something, they will do something. And it is anything you achieve, it is because of the people you have. The staff we have, the administrative staff we have. There is nobody coming to the campus. I mean, not so many students. There are no students in the campus. And yet, if you go around our campus, you will see what commitment, what dedication the persons are mowing the lawn, cleaning the roads, keeping the classrooms clean, while nobody is supervising them. They can as well cheat. If they decide then not to do or skip work in a day, they can do that. While nobody is supervising them, but they do. I come every day to the office just to thank them for whatever they do. Nothing else I have to do, and that matters to them. I don't go and tell them you did not do this year, I did not do that. Why don't you clean up that place or clean up that place? I don't have to tell that. They know. So this university, this institution, this business school, everything has become what it is because of the founder's vision and the people who are in. Even if before coming to this place, people have worked in other organizations, right? I always say culture, a organizational culture that impacts people from outside also. When a person comes to this organization, he is bound to get influenced by the internal culture of this organization. He is bound to nobody. I have never asked any faculty to do any overwork, to do any extra work, right? But you see, our all 7 days, 5 days are for the purpose of teaching. See, if any Saturday our students are free, if any Sunday our students are free. In fact, I keep getting letters from students and parents that we have to spend 10 hours online every day. And it's causing, now people are talking about I am looking at solutions, medical solutions, what to advise them, so that they are having this strain on their eye, their strain. But there is no escape. I keep on telling them that when times are tough, the tough gets going, the old adage is there. So the only job is to keep motivating people. Right now, during last 6 months, my job is only to standing by them, supporting them, telling them I am very much with you. And also, if I am expecting or people are working more, maybe they are also seeing that I also work for 10 hours, 12 hours. They are also seeing. And I am seeing our founder is working for 18 hours, right? They're non-stop. Many people might be thinking that they might be relaxing. I know for sure there are places, there are people that are thinking that we take a 1 year break and after the pandemic goes, we'll come back. But we have not thought of that. And we are sure when we come back, when actually everything gets to normal, our ranking today, it may be somewhere around 1,000, okay? It would have already gone to 500, only because what we have done during this period. When next year somebody will come and review, they will see very few institutions could have done what we have done during this period. It was a great opportunity for us, to leapfrog in all parameters. And that's what I think we have done. We are very proud of that, okay?
Apart from motivating all your staffs and students, what are the other USPs of the curriculum of the college that you want to share so that the students would know that yes, these are the things that makes KIT School of Management stand out?
See, normally people confuse a curriculum with a syllabus. That is where the problem happens. Curriculum is much broader than the syllabus. So there are 5 components to it. Okay, if you look at, one component is the students themselves. The students will design the curriculum. One component is the teachers. The amount of flexibility you give the teachers to reinvent the curriculum. One is what kind of infrastructure you have to support that syllabus, right? That's also part of the curriculum. For example, if I have an infrastructure, if I give an example of this infrastructure, since you have visited this place, you would see there is a sculpture park, right? You will see there is a pool, right? You will see there are tennis courts very nearby, and you will see beautiful gardens and lawns here. A lot of places where actually people can just hang around. Now to that, we have added something called a culture of knowledge dialogues. Just simple. It changes the whole ball game altogether. Students go and sit there instead of just entering into a gossip about what movie they saw, if they are discussing what they have discussed in the class, or if they are discussing about their future, we are harnessing critical thinking, right? We are harnessing creativity by presenting a surrounding which is very, very creative, which is very, which is very contagious in terms of, provoking creativity in students. So I say my infrastructure is just not an infrastructure. If you see, I just don't say it is just a clean and green environment, right? But this environment is contagious. You go and sit anywhere in this campus, whether inside the classroom or outside the classroom, you will get a feeling that there is something creative about it. And you will suddenly, that external creativity, the voice of the universe, will get connected with your internal voice. You will feel connected. You will feel like thinking something new, something different, creating something. And when you go back and put that down on your notebook, you will find that you have done something different. So I said this is also very much integral part of my curriculum. Similarly, technology, another component. See, across 28 schools, if you see synergy and technology, these two things are very unique to this campus. A student who studies in business with this school of business, he wants to become an entrepreneur. Right at the doorstep, he has to just walk to the biotechnology campus, and there is a huge technology business incubator, which has about 200 crores of funding already, which has about 60 companies working there at different levels. So he can go, he can visit from one place to another, and he can talk to those people, those who are the entrepreneurs, those who are already working, startups and all that. Then he gets motivated about that. He wants to go to attend some classes there, because always classes are also happening. He can go there. Plus, in our business school also, there are lectures on entrepreneurship. See, when he combines both the things, he hears the lecture in the classroom, and he just walks down to the TBI and sees there, or he goes into a simulation lab of the School of Computer Engineering, and he goes, there are a lot of practice labs you might have heard. Companies have set up their own labs here. Siemens have set up their own lab. iRadius have set up their own lab. And so if they go and see, actually these are incubations live in a university campus, right? So this is also part of the integral curriculum. If he goes to the School of Humanities, he will hear great lectures, on subjects pertaining to society, right? If he wants to walk across the road and go to the KISS University campus, KISS School campus, and spend a day, maybe a Sunday, with the students, those tribal students, thousands of them, just spends time with them, talks to them, one of them, and then he will understand that what kind of a vision, what kind of a aspiration a small child has from the tribal hinterland, and then he will think, comes back to the sculpture park, sits here and thinks, what can I do for that child? Those kind of thinking. These are also part of our curriculum. So what more I can go on and on about the uniqueness of our curriculum, but I say please distinguish, curriculum is not syllabus. It is much more than syllabus. It is syllabus plus, and it consists of living and non-living beings, Many people confuse that it's just the library, it is how we have drawn our syllabus. Of course, we have drawn our syllabus the way others do it. Like we have very great people from former IIM professors who are members of our academic body. They advise us about the contemporariness of our syllabus and all that, whether we are up to date or not. But more than that, the practice, the emotion that comes into it, the motivation that comes to become a go-getter in life, that's what we actually bring in our curriculum. Okay.
Thank you so much. Actually very vast, the complete knowledge about the great universities that you have provided us. I have personally visited KSOM, and every time I visit there, I see students doing some or other activity. So you have exhibition and all functions going on every time that I have seen over there. So I just wanted to know that when students, how they are always active, and how do you look to build a healthy relationship with all the students?
See, students are essentially, they have the gene of creativity. You have to always give them a task which will actually provoke them. I'll give you one example. Every year, Ayushi, every year we used to hold 4 conclaves here, right? One HR conclave, one finance conclave, one marketing conclave, and one maybe IT related or something else we do. Apart from that, the annual cultural fests, which is Colosseum and Curiosity. If I count this, so it is working out practically one big event every 2 months, right? And if you just add up the number of seminars, webinars we do every week, number of symposiums we hold, number of other programs we conduct, actually there is not a single Saturday, there is not a single weekend throughout the year which goes empty. There is something happening. As I am talking to you, on Teachers' Day, we started a 7-day faculty development program. For whom? Not for us. Our learning we are taking outside for the society. So all the 90 faculties who have enrolled for that program, it's a paid program. They are all from outside institutes all over India. They have joined. And we are sharing with them our experience, right? How to go on, how to teach best in the online platform, how to maximize students' engagement into that. The conclave that I was mentioning, it occurred to us every year. We do it in August. And this year we started our new batch of MBA on 17th of August. Despite all this pandemic, full batch we started. Their orientation got over. But look at our planning. We had planned that just after 1 week of that, we hold a conclave, HR conclave, but this time hold it much larger scale. We called it a mega HR conclave. And we thought for the first time to invite 9 schools together for taking part in this conclave. So School of Mechanical Engineering, School of Electrical Engineering, School of Computer Engineering, School of Biotechnology, School of Law, School of Rural Management, School of Electronics, all of them together, we did it, and our School of Management was the hub, right? Because we conceptualized it, designed it, and we made it happen, right? And it was a 2-day event, and it's all there in the media. 200 speakers from all over the world. There were 17 countries which participated in this. Now, in normal time, HR conclave, it was a logistics nightmare if you would have organized this, right? And when students were thinking, or some people might be thinking, parents might be thinking, this year, because of the pandemic, KSOM may not have the conclave. And see, just they join the campus on 17th, and then they see that on 28th and 29th, this huge conclave, their senior batch students, obviously it could not happen only with the faculty. All the students of the senior batch, they were properly tuned to this because they have seen the campus last year. Aspirations are like that, and it became a success. And you organize one event, the process starts 2 months before, and the process ends 1 month later, because there is a closure to every event. So while we are preparing, so right now the planning has started for the other 3 conclaves, right? The marketing one, the IT one, and all this will happen, but in the new environment, using the technology and those kind of stuff. So that is how our students stay completely glued, completely engaged. They don't get any time. I do not say that I don't give them free time, but they love to be part of all these events. In fact, we continuously look for new ideas from them. Most of the ideas come from the students themselves. They themselves bring this idea that let us do it this way, let us do it that way, and we try. We have to just see, my job is very simple. My faculty and my students, the more creative they are, I have to only say yes. I love to say yes, right? They bring up proposals to my table and I have to just say yes. I am very lucky that way.
Sir, moving on to our next question, I wanted to ask you that being an important dignitary of KIT School of Management, how do you look at the growth of students through placement opportunities available, and how do you wish to push the envelope further?
See, first I want to conceptually answer this. We believe placement is a byproduct of many things, right? Primarily 2 things. Primarily, what we do with the students, what we teach them, how we teach them, how we nurture the spirit in them to become a successful person. This is on one side. The other side is what kind of relationship we keep with corporates. You have heard that corporate and academic interaction, this is a problem with many people. But at KIT University, fortunately, from day one, our founder realized that. So he had set out this task from the very beginning, that you will have to draw your syllabus, you will have to draw your activities and everything along with the corporates. So you will see there is heavy participation of the corporates from all over the country. Even now global participation is also happening in all our activity designs. Every academic council, every governing board, if you see in any school, you will find half of them are corporate people, right? Any event we are holding in the campus, there are corporate people there, right? And particularly if I talk about Kids School of Management, I have a flagship program which is called mentoring program, which is called Confident. Every new batch of students, when they come in, within 1 month, we make them, we find a mentor for 10 students, one corporate mentor. So what we do is we connect with people and they come and they spend 1 full day with those students, right? So one is a general address of all those mentors. Those, let's say, if you have 300 students, so you have 30 mentors. So all the 30 people from the corporate, they will address them together once. There is a very brief opening thing which I do. And then there are breakout sessions. So every mentor takes 10 mentees and goes into a different counseling mode. Now from that day onwards for 2 years, that student knows he has a corporate mentor, right? He has the phone number of that person, he has the email ID of that person, and that kind of. Apart from that, we have faculty mentors also. Like any business school, we also have the faculty mentor. So every student knows there is a faculty mentor for that student and there is a corporate mentor for that student. That's the minimum, that's the starting point. And then as we conduct different conclaves, different events, different seminars, different webinars and things like that, the student, depending on his or her own area of interest, start building up their relations with that particular corporate. So the student, by the time he passes out or she passes out from this institute, would be personally having on her or his mobile phone 100 names. 100 names. And out of that, at least 20, 30 people with whom that person is already in touch on a regular basis. So do you think that those kind of students will have problems in placement? And every year, you know that the envelope is being pushed and we are creating new records, and it is not by inches but by miles. Every year it is happening. Particularly in last 5 years, it has been a very, very steady jump, steady progress, because as more and more people are coming to know about our university, there is always one thing: the first mile is very difficult to walk, but as you progress, as you start doing well, then recognition comes thick and fast. I think the time has come after we have already got the Institute of Eminence tag, and still if there are some doubts here and there, this particular pandemic gave us an opportunity to move head and shoulders ahead of a lot of people, and in terms of taking initiative and doing things. So I am very, very hopeful in the coming placement season, which has already begun actually. In fact, as I am speaking to you, in this month itself, there are 3 companies which are already, knocked our door for, interacting with our students, right? And I'm sure when we open up our institute campus for placement, like every year, this year also, the world will get a little bit of surprise from us, right?
So this year also you will have undergraduate placement, sir.
Of course. See, I always say placement is a byproduct. This is something students find. A lot of students might be watching. It will not happen because of a campus. It will happen because of the student, what the student does. Campus can create an opportunity for them. Every campus tries in its own way to create opportunity. Maybe Kids School of Business is creating more opportunities compared to others, but one cannot find fault with those campuses. Because whatever opportunities are there, any campus which is creating, the student must seize that opportunity with both hands and make most out of it. And a lot of initiative the student himself has to take. Because after all, it is his career, it is her career. She or he must take charge of her career. And these are the days of social media. If a person wants to build a personal network with our corporate people, also one can build, right? So there are a lot of people, they play a waiting game, My parents will do everything for us, then my campus will do everything for us. Those kind of free lunches, those days are gone. These are the days only for people who work hard, who are sincere, who are creative, right? And who have that kind of flexibility, open mind, learn from anywhere and everywhere. I always advise my students, learn more than the syllabus.
Yes, sir, being independent is one thing that you have to do, even for everybody. It's not only the students who are studying currently. It's for everybody. Building connections and being independent is it should be the one goal that everybody should have in their life, the one mission. And sir, moving towards the next question, you have already answered this question. That what goals do you have in your mind for Kids School of Management in the next few years? I mean, you can say by the time we reach 2025, what are your plans?
See, this is something I don't leave to any chances. Just before the pandemic, I had a workshop which with all my faculties, which I conducted myself around this vision of becoming global 200, and we are reviewing where we are in terms of what we had set out to do, and we will be relentless in the pursuit of that vision. It's a dream. The path has been co-created by my faculty. So only we have laid out the vision, and the faculties have charted out the path, how we are going to get there, and we are relentless on that. And some of the glimpses I have given you, like you saw a normal HR conclave becoming a mega global HR conclave. You saw that, right? So there are many more surprises will come. Okay, and we have charted out that path. Probably by 2025, we will see top faculties all over the world are at least online delivering lectures to my students, right? So we have started that relationship building. This was part of that plan. In fact, so many people think, has pandemic changed anything? No, pandemic has only accelerated things, and it has given us a bigger hope, because the competition, now it is between very few. Earlier, you always knew that people you have to compete with a large segment of business schools, but now we know we have to compete only with techno-savvy business schools, because technology is the force multiplier. We have been doing the same thing. We have been trying to do faster. We have been trying to use technology, and there is no other way you can become a global 200 unless you integrate yourself completely with the global system, right?
So, sir, while we are going towards the end of this discussion, I would like you to give any suggestions that you have to the current youth and aspiring students.
I want to tell them
your suggestions.
I want to tell them, I have great faith in you all. The millennials, the current generation, I have great faith. I trust you more than probably you trust yourself. So I want them to believe in themselves. I want them to understand there are no easy path and there are no free lunches. They have to work hard. Nothing comes easy in life. And they should not work for money. They should work for a reputation. They should work for a character trait by which they will be known, to the society. When they grow up, and they should have a nice story to tell their grandchildren, if at all they will have grandchildren. Their grandchild will ask them this question: what did you do in your life? And when they narrate that story, they should be very proud of themselves. That day, if they remember these few things, they cannot fail. It's a fail-proof formula. Fail-proof formula. Always remembering these questions. Every night before you go to bed, ask yourself, what did I learn more? Because tomorrow's path is lifelong learning. Don't ask any other question. Don't ask how much money I have stashed in my bank today. Just ask, what is that I have added to my knowledge today? If this question a student is asking every day, it is a fail-proof formula. And be compassionate. You understand, after all, the values of society. After you have achieved everything for yourself, that day you will realize that how important it is to keep relationship with people, to be compassionate, to do things for others. We are fortunate because we see a living inspiration every day moving around in our campus, right? A person in a very simple dress and a chappal, he keeps on moving around the campus and doing things, treats everybody equally, whether you are a director or you are a peon, everybody knows by name and treats them equally, pats the back of people and keeps on inspiring people. And what kind of miracle has happened, everybody has seen. We are fortunate because we are having a living inspiration moving around. You may not, but find out your inspiration. There are so many people in this world. Find a person who will be your role model. If you have not chosen one, fix up your role model and try at least following the person's path, read the person's biography, try to follow that path. God willing, you will reach somewhere closer to that goal. Thank you, IFC. I think it's a great opportunity you gave me to speak to the the new generation. So most of the audience will be probably students, right? Our university is a miracle in many sense. And currently, it has the best sports infrastructure in the whole country, in any university which has. You name a sports, whether it's hockey or it's cricket or it's volleyball or it is tennis or it is basketball, you name any game, you will find international class, Olympic class stadiums here, both indoor and outdoor. And the last Hello India Games for the university, which was hosted here, the athletes have seen this and they were all mesmerized. They were all surprised that in a place like this, a university can have this quality of infrastructure, sports infrastructure. We give a lot of focus on holistic development of people. Integral education. That's why 28 schools are there in this 400-acre campus. That's why there is a compassionate university which is sitting right next. Every student who walks into this campus is bound to carry a feeling of doing something for the society. So all of you are welcome to visit our website, and there are virtual tours as IUC mentioned. Take a look at that, read literature about us, about our people, and when the pandemic gets over, I'll expect people should come and visit this university just for the sake of seeing a university, and how people are there, how they work, and how simple they are. It's that's important to see, right? I believe the more you achieve, the more humble you become, the more simple you become. Thank you, IFC. Thank you.
So thank you so much, sir, for all the thoughts and views on education that you have shared with us today. And it's always an honor and a privilege to have you on our platform. I hope all the viewers, especially the students watching this, got a lot of insights about KSOM. And for more information, you can visit College Dunia's microsite of KSOM, which we have already updated. Or else you can directly go to KSOM's website and know further. So thank you, sir. Thank you so much for being a part of the thoughtful leadership on College Dunia portal, and I hope to see you soon again.
Thank you, IFC. I'm looking forward to it.